Our creed goes as follows, that we will work harder on ourselves than we do our job. We will always give the extra degree of effort, even when we don't think we have it. We won't ask what we're getting, we'll ask what we're becoming. And that we'll come in with a powerful intention every day to be better than the day before. That corresponds with the way our obligation we feel to our employees, which is to address human needs. Number one, significance. Number two, certainty. Number three, variety. Number four, connection. Then love and appreciation. Then growth. And then contribution. So the relationship between us and our employees is that if they will live with a lifestyle intended with that, with the intention of living to that lifestyle, and seeing it every day helps do that, we will give them something in return. This should be the most difficult job they've ever had because it will be the most rewarding. And in line with that, the way we do it is this. If you will give us our creed, if you will live our creed, if you will come in with the intention of living that creed, meaning you don't ask what you're getting, you ask what you're becoming. You come in each day with the powerful intention of being better than the day before. You don't walk past something in the hallway, a little piece of paper, and just walk on by because you're better than that. You always give your very best. If you will give us that, and if you find people that are living that lifestyle, always giving their very best, always looking to improve upon themselves, not asking what they're getting, coming in with the powerful intention of that improvement, you'll find somebody that most people are inspired by. Not only inspired by those people, you'll find that they feel a moral obligation to inspire others. Because a life without ambition, and I'm not talking professional ambition, I'm just saying any kind of reason for life. Your job isn't the reason why you wake up in the morning. A reason for life is ambition, and a life without ambition and discipline, which is how you actually fulfill that, is kind of a mindless, aimless endeavor, a very frustrating endeavor, typically the ones with the people that complain about their lives all day long. So if they will give us this lifestyle, this methodology for living and literally existing, in return we will address what we believe to be human needs. And starting off with significance. Every human being in our office is significant because they are a human being. They're also significant because they hold the lives and dreams and aspirations of all the other human beings in this office in their hands with every single phone call, with every single customer interaction. So it's a very significant role. You have that. It's not just the bosses who have the payroll on their shoulder. It's everybody. If somebody fails, we all fail. So significance is number one. Number two is certainty. You can be certain that you can fail and not be fired. You can be certain of that. But don't keep failing on the same thing, then we have another thing. But you can also be certain that if you don't live that creed and you don't do that consecutively, you can be certain you will be let go. There's that level of certainty. It's both. The next is uncertainty or variety. There is no shortage of variety here. Not only are we managing customers' networks all around the world in literally different language, but we are dealing with a lot of activities, that are fun. So one day we'll have a fast walking race, or a sprinting race, or a tricycle race in the office. You got to mix it up. It can't just be J-O-B, just over broke. It needs to be fun because this isn't four walls with people just bouncing off the walls. It's human beings making a living. The next one is connection, and this is dear to me, because I believe this is what creates a brotherhood. This is what creates that bond. And what that is that every human being hopefully has things that are important in their life. So we've created these dream boards, and if you walk around our office, we have these dream boards. And it says, this is what I want in my life. And then what we do is we sit down with each person and reverse engineer that. Okay, if this is what you want, you can't change your life until you change something you do every day. So what are you going to do for this one thing every single day? And then what we do is we use that in our learning management system, and we're able to track that. Because people go on in their lives without actually seeing their own track record. And without that kind of accountability, things just slip. And that's why having a wall, for instance, helps compound that, seeing it every single day. But when I understand that there's personal issues with somebody in my office who says, maybe I want to quit smoking, I want to spend more time with my family, or I think I drink too much, or I'm looking for the certification. As a unit, as a group, as a brotherhood, I can see that, hey, you say you want this, but you're doing this. And that is called delusion. And it's up to us to grab somebody and say, hey, I know that you went to do this, and I'm not seeing that right now. Let's go take a walk and talk about it. Again, no one fails on their own. Everybody fails if a single person fails here. So that connection when you start to learn the intimate details, not so much the personal stuff, but the goals and why someone wakes up in the morning, the oomph behind them, then you have a whole different level of connection. The next one is love and appreciation. When you start to live a life like this, and one thing I've seen is that employees are thanking other employees for doing a good job for a client. It's kind of unheard of, like, thank you for doing that. That's great 212. And that's that appreciation. So it's appreciation from the peers, but it's also a company's responsibility to demonstrate the appreciation for the employees and the hard work, because without them, what do you have? You can't have customer service. You can't have anything until you have employees to actually service the customers. The next one is growth. If you're not growing, it's just like the difference between a pond and a river, right? A pond will become a swamp without any kind of movement. So you have to feel like you're growing. Most people feel fulfilled when they're learning and growing, and that's an important part, and that's why we've done a learning management system. It's a very important element to our business. And then lastly, it is contribution. Most people know that they need to know that they're contributing to something larger than themselves. So there's ways to do that. There's community involvement, and that's the natural one. Get involved with charities and so forth, and that's something we do a lot of. But also, it is about helping employees understand how every single phone call is tied to the bottom line. Somebody in one position may not have the visibility to see how everything is interconnected, and if this happens, how that happens, and how this affects that, and so forth. So when they do understand the flow and all of the intricacies, now they have a feeling of their individual efforts contributing to something larger than themselves. Those are the human needs that we address. So there's the give and take. If you give us this unbelievable lifestyle that you should be able to take on no matter what company you work for, and literally bring it into your marriage. I have people here that come to me and say, I have taken the 212 concept, meaning at 211 degrees water's hot, and at 212 it boils, it's just one extra degree. To us it's your very best. On being a father, on being a husband, on being a brother. They take these philosophies into their own personal lives, and that is the most exciting part, because it just took on a life of its own.